from inspiring educator to one of the most hated creators on the platform. He built a global brand around positivity with 13 million followers and destroyed it all with his own ego and exploitation. This is the story of Nas Daily, the once beloved creator who became YouTube's most controversial storyteller.
Sometimes we get a brand deal in which I have to go on the spot for one full day and make a video about a person. So those take full days.
Interesting. So sometimes the characters that are in your video are actually paid sponsorships.
Sometimes, yes.
That confession changed everything, but it was just the beginning of a much darker story. Before the scandals and hatred, Nas Daily was exactly what the internet needed. His real name is Nusir Yassin, and his backstory felt almost too perfect to be real. Born into a Palestinian Arab Muslim family in Israel, then accepted into Harvard at just 19 for aerospace engineering, a Harvard degree and global roots. That's the kind of background that writes headlines before you even start. His first viral moment happened back in 2012, and it was brilliant in its simplicity. The concept? Strap a hamburger to a weather balloon and send it 30,000 meters into space. Within weeks, 500,000 people had watched this ridiculous experiment. Nas had proven he could grab attention, but he didn't push it. Not yet. The real magic started in 2016 when Nas launched what would become his signature format.
Here's the idea. Once a day, I'm gonna make one video that's 1 minute long. That's it. In New York City, off to Egypt today, Kenya, Ethiopia, India, then Nepal, then Japan, then all the way to San Francisco, and then back home to New York City.
It was addictive. Bite-sized stories about places and people you'd never encounter otherwise. His Facebook page exploded to 12 million followers. A month after completing his 1,000-day challenge, Nas made the jump to YouTube with longer, more polished content.
The guy you see next to me is the real-life version of Tarzan, except this one is even more interesting. Thank you!
These weren't just videos anymore. They were mini documentaries that made you see the world differently. For a moment, it felt like Nas had cracked the code to meaningful content creation. But success has a way of revealing who someone really is, and what came out wasn't what anyone expected. The first real controversy hit in July 2021, and it involved a 103-year-old tattoo artist named whang-od. In the remote mountains of the Philippines, she practiced traditional Kalinga tattooing, using thorns as needles, charcoal, and water for ink, creating sacred designs that connected people to their ancestors. When Nas made a video about her, it seemed perfect.
In the jungles of the Philippines, there is a woman who is 103 years old. She is the oldest tattoo artist in the world, and she doesn't use a tattoo machine, and she doesn't let you choose your own tattoo.
But then people noticed something in the video description that changed everything. Nas was selling courses, traditional Filipino tattooing courses, taught by a 103-year-old woman who lived in the jungle and spoke no English, all for profit. At first, it seems like a win-win situation. whang-od gets to share her art globally. Students learn ancient techniques. Nas monetizes his platform while supposedly preserving culture. But then a Facebook post appeared from Gracia, who identified herself as whang-od's relative. Warning: whang-od Academy is a scam. My grandmother did not sign any contract with Nas Daily to do any academy. Some people are taking advantage of our culture. Please help us stop this disrespect to the legacy of whang-od and to the But tribe. Nas fought back immediately. He released video showing whang-od pressing her thumbprint to a document. The response was brutal. Nas is two-faced and manipulative. I lost my respect for him. He is a narcissist. Nas Daily apparently scammed her for his Nas Academy thing, and the video proof is fake. When I found out, since I instantly lost trust in Nas. But then came the part that made everyone uncomfortable. 40% of Nas Academy is made up of Filipinos, so for us this is personal. We deeply care about the Philippines and respect the many cultures and traditions that exist across the country. He pointed to his Filipino staff as proof of respect, but it only showed how badly he missed the point. Things got worse when Gracia posted again. Hello everyone, whang-od Academy is not real. I spoke to her and she said she did not understand what the translators were saying. Our village concern is that some people are profiting and exploiting our art and culture. #unfollow Nas Daily trended worldwide. 500,000 followers vanished in 72 hours. The woman at the center of Nas's course didn't even understand what she'd supposedly agreed to teach. What Nas hadn't realized is that traditional Kalinga tattooing isn't just personal art, it's communal heritage. The National Commission on Indigenous Peoples opened an investigation and found that using this tradition for commercial purposes requires consent from the entire community, not just whang-od. To his credit, Nas immediately sent a team back to the Philippines to resolve the situation, but the damage was done. If Gracia hadn't spoken up, how long would Nas have continued selling courses that exploited an elderly woman who couldn't consent to what was being sold in her name? The answer came the very next day. Luis Mabulo, a Filipino farmer and creator of the Cacao Project, a non-profit fighting deforestation through farmer education, came forward with her own story about Nas Daily. According to Louise, Nas had wanted to make a video about her project, but when he arrived on location, his true colors showed. She accused him of making racist comments. Farmers are so poor, and why are Filipinos so poor? Worse, she claimed he refused to make the video. He said, "No one wants to hear about farmers or farms, it's not clickable, viewable content." Louise's post went viral, but Nas denied everything, even claiming Louise's entire nonprofit was fake.
On paper, it was supposed to be a non-profit that helps farmers. In reality, it's a for-profit that exploits farmers.
The controversy eventually faded, but the pattern was clear. When confronted with criticism, Nas didn't apologize or reflect. He attacked and blamed everyone except himself. And he was just getting started. While the Philippines controversy was still burning, Nas managed to light another fire, this time in the world of cryptocurrency. On November 12, 2021, he uploaded a video titled "The Most Generous Bitcoin Billionaire." It was a glowing profile of Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of FTX crypto exchange.
Okay, the guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world, and I found him.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
Sam has crazy hair. Sam is vegan. Sam sleeps 5 hours a night. Sam lives in the Bahamas with 10 roommates. Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion. And he wants to donate all of it to charity.
The video read like a press release. Pure, unfiltered praise for a man Nas showing as the most charitable person alive. The video felt more like an ad than a documentary, and there was no disclosure anywhere. A few months later, in April 2022, Nas confirmed what many had suspected.
Sometimes we get a brand deal in which I have to go on the spot for one full day and make a video about a person. So those take full days.
Interesting. So sometimes the characters that are in your video are actually paid sponsorships.
Sometimes, yes.
He admitted it. He was being paid to make promotional videos and didn't tell his audience. When asked why, his response was, "We don't live in America." That excuse was complete garbage. YouTube is American, and US disclosure laws apply to anyone using the platform. Either he didn't understand that basic fact, or he simply didn't care. After that, every video became suspect. Was it genuine, or just another paid promotion? The answer became obvious when his so-called generous crypto billionaire turned out to be one of the largest financial fraudsters in recent history. Sam Bankman-Fried was convicted of fraud and money laundering. According to available data, he donated approximately 0.1% of his net worth, ranking him among the least charitable members of the Forbes 400. He is now serving a 25-year prison sentence and faces an $11 billion penalty. Nas quietly deleted the video about him without offering any explanation. But even before that collapse, he had already moved on to another crypto billionaire. On May 5th, 2022, just 6 months before FTX's collapse, Nas published another glowing profile, this time of Changpeng Zhao, the founder of Binance.
Hey, this is the richest guy in the world from crypto, and you don't even know him.
Hi, my name is CZ.
He made over $60 billion, but his mom still called him stupid. Let me tell you his incredible story.
Zhao P led guilty to failing to prevent money laundering at Binance. He stepped down as CEO. Nas had framed both of them as charitable visionaries. In reality, they were two of the biggest scammers in crypto history, and it looks like he was paid to help sell the lie. For most creators, that would have been the end of the road. For Nas, it wasn't even a pause. What came next made the crypto scandal look small. He was about to go after 2 billion Muslims. In July 2024, Nas uploaded a video with a title so tone-deaf it's almost impressive. I studied Islam for 1 month and I lost all my hair.
For the first time in my life, I shaved my head completely just to make a point.
The lost all my hair part was referring to the Islamic tradition of men shaving their heads after pilgrimage to Mecca. To Muslims, this is a deeply sacred act. To Nas, it was a punchline. 31 days of studying Islam, and Nas managed to pack in more misinformation and stereotypes than most people could fit in a year. The comment section became a battlefield. He studied culture, not Islam. Muslims from around the world corrected his errors, pointed out his lies, and expressed their outrage. Islamic video creator Smile 2 Jana made an entire response video.
Okay, this was a bit random, but why would you shave your head to make a point? And especially if you say this to a Muslim's thinking, huh? We shave our heads after pilgrimage because this was an act of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and this is something that we replicate. And you should also know the importance of intention, that the intention has to be correct for it to be accepted by God, not doing it to make a point.
But Nas's butchering of Islam was just the opening act. The main event was his take on the Palestine-Israel conflict, a topic that would reveal the depths of his hypocrisy. Given his Palestinian heritage and Israeli birth, people naturally wanted to know where Nas stood on the Palestine-Israel conflict. Rather than staying silent or offering a thoughtful perspective, Nas saw an opportunity for content. He made a video titled "My Israel and Palestine Explained."
My solution is simple. Bring people together, not apart. This is why we make these videos. This is why we support the many Israelis who want peace and the Palestinians who need peace.
He positioned himself as the neutral voice of reason, the guy who just wanted everyone to get along. It was the most offensive kind of both-sidesism, treating a complex geopolitical conflict like a schoolyard disagreement that could be solved with a group hug. But Nas's public neutrality was completely undermined by his private actions. In a tweet from October 2023, he declared himself Israeli first, Palestinians second. Then fans found old footage of him cursing at Israel when he thought cameras were off. In public, he branded himself as a peace-seeking centrist. But privately, he held views that were far more rigid than he let on. And when those contradictions were pointed out, he didn't clarify. When YouTuber Avi Yemeni confronted Nas about the gap between his words and actions, Nas's response revealed everything you need to know about who he really is.
Nas, how you doing, mate?
Good, man. How are you? How are you?
Tell us.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
Do you think it's cool that you're standing here and you're being employed, like you're getting paid by the World Economic Forum to promote their product?
I'll tell you what's cool. This is the video. How are you guys? Give me. You know what's really cool? Is that all this was done for no money.
He avoids the question. It wasn't about money, it was about credibility.
You did it for free?
For free, my friend.
You're willing to sell yourself for free?
I'm selling myself for free because I have opinions. And I agree with those opinions.
So he's not getting paid, but he's still choosing to push their message. That's the point.
Push the climate change agenda. You push a lot of these agendas, these woke agendas. But here, what's the
friend? We've done more for climate change than you have.
Here? What have you done?
We've done.
How did you get here?
We've done more for climate change than you have.
How did you get here?
Okay, see you later.
Nas, how did you get here?
After that exchange, Nas chose to interrupt Avi's interview with the Prime Minister of Luxembourg, and then abruptly left without saying a word.
I'll be honest, when I first got to Davos, he confused me by interrupting my interview with the Luxembourg Prime Minister, and then running away.
So is he annoying you? Is he annoying you?
No, it's still okay.
Okay, because this is Nas Daily. He's a Nas Daily.
This guy's annoying. Be careful of this guy. He's annoying.
After seeing Nas's ridiculous behavior, the Prime Minister walked out, and Avi's interview was completely ruined.
I was a lawyer before, if you need some help.
Wait. What law? What law?
And when Avi tried to continue the conversation, Nas kept running, kept acting like the victim instead of addressing any legitimate criticism.
Nas might need criminal help. Nas, come here. 2 questions.
I'm good.
Wait.
Bro, I know you are.
Hold on, you said.
I know you are.
Hold on, Nas.
This is who Nas Daily really is, who thinks he's always right, who can't handle criticism, and who will exploit anyone and anything for content. Look at the controversies one by one, and at first, they might seem unrelated. In the end, it's ego, and nowhere was this more obvious than when he tried to make a comeback.
In this video, I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to discuss every controversy I've had on YouTube, from Israel to crypto to Philippines to all that stuff.
The comments said everything. Dude's ego is so big, he doesn't even know how to properly apologize. If anyone feels useless, remember that someone worthless like Nas exists. Nas seems to believe he's smarter than everyone else. He presents oversimplified answers to the world's most complex problems, claims expertise on religions he's barely studied, and packages sacred traditions as marketable content, then calls it cultural preservation. And when he's challenged, he doesn't listen. Instead, he attacks and runs away. The results are obvious and brutal. He barely gets 10,000 views in a day these days, despite having 13 million subscribers. His tweets reach hundreds of thousands of followers, but land with almost no engagement. As of late July 2025, Nas Daily's YouTube channel holds approximately 13.9 million subscribers, with no significant growth in recent months. So could he come back? Maybe. But it would require something he's never shown: humility.